I think I'm settled and ready to stream, do a little bit of programming, nothing special, just want to see if I can get something done. I don't have a ton of time today. My schedule has shifted around a bit and just got to work with that. So all I really want to do is keep working on the next bit of my desk design and just see what I can do with regards to the angle rotation issue I was having and trying to do polygon difference operations so I can make more complicated shapes by kind of cutting one shape with another. So that's the focus. I'll see what I can do. And let's get to it. There's nothing there. There we go. Okay, so I just have to set up my well, set up, I just have to open the correct files to work in. I was having a look at this other project again, and not going to focus on that during the stream, but I want to keep it open just in case. Well, in case, just keep it open so that I can switch to it quickly when I'm done. Oh, pardon me. So let's have a look at the desk design. And just hop to it. Hey Mike, happy Thursday to you too. How are you doing? Let's see here. Oop, that is not what I meant to do. There we go. Doing well, me? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Feeling like I can get back into a bit of normalcy a little bit. I unfortunately have to cut the stream a little short today because of some schedule changes, but that's not a big deal. That's just I work out with my brother and he's got other stuff going on, so gotta shift things around, but that's all fine. I don't like to sacrifice my workouts. They're really important to me, so cutting this a little short is not, you know, that'll just be okay. But want to try do some programming again, get back into that business, as it were. I was looking to try and make this actually work correctly, and I don't know what's wrong with it, so gotta kind of hypothesize what to do there. But all in all, I'm doing well, feeling good. Glad to hear you're doing well, of course. It's always nice to hear. I'll tell you one thing I did yesterday. I spent like probably 2 hours doing like a thorough clean of my apartment, you know, sweep the floors, dust the shelves, mop and like scrub the floors and the side trim or whatever at the bottom, the baseboards, that's the word. And you put on some good music and it feels kind of nice, and then your apartment looks clean and smells good, just clears the mind right up, you know. So the drawing on stream was nice, and then cleaning up my apartment, whew, makes me feel like a functioning adult. In a good way, Okay, let's move these windows around. In fact, just do that. Keeps that nice and simple. Boo, 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 boo. How's my mic volume? Is it good, by the way? I fiddled with the gain a little bit, but I think it should be fine. Sounds like you got after some cleaning. Always nice to clean up a bit, makes things feel a bit newer. Yeah, it sure does. It's weird because, like, so, you know, my apartment's not huge, right? So cleaning isn't, like, I do it regularly. It's not a big deal, right? But there are things where you don't need to do them daily, right? Like, you don't need to dust daily or sweep daily necessarily, but if you let it go longer and longer and longer, suddenly it's like, oh, wait a second, this is actually messier than I would like. But if you do it very regularly, it doesn't feel as satisfying because it looks clean already. Anyway, that's me being silly more than anything else. But there's like a peak. Yeah, good on volume. Okay, thanks. That's good. There's like a peak dirtiness level where it's the optimal amount of dirty to feel satisfied, but not so bad that you feel like ashamed of yourself. And realistically, you should probably clean up just before you reach that point so that you're consistent. Okay. So I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm trying to design here, but since I was experimenting over the weekend with that triangle mesh kind of thing, and I realized how it was easier to kind of solder two straight edges together instead of bending a triangle and connecting them edgewise. So I'm shifting how I think about my desk design. I still want to do the mesh approach, but instead of bending triangles and welding the triangles together, I'm going to make a hub at the node, and that is going to be a piece of steel, probably cut on a plasma cutter, with little slots in it so that you can match the rod edges and just weld it together in a node. So to get that to work, every node will be unique. So I need to generate the node designs and put them out on a sheet and save it to a DXF so it can be cut. So I'm working or trying to work on a function that will automatically generate those sort of things. Sort of like Connects or whatever those toys were called. Yeah, pretty much. The thing is, I'm not doing a unified thing here. I'll draw kind of what I mean real quick. It won't be too hard to draw. So let's go here. All right, let's see. Connects is probably a good analogy for it. Is this working? Looks like it. Cool. All right. So it's like Connects. There's just one little. So I'm not going. So Connects has, if this is the Connects hub, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connections on an 8 connector, right? So you could connect a straight piece here, and whatnot. But my desk design has a semi-randomized structure to it, right? Like the triangles aren't coming in at consistent angles, nor does every hub connection have the same amount of edges coming into it or going out of it. For example, this particular hub that I just drew randomly has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming in. When I first logged in, I thought you were drawing a sun and mountains. Oh, it's a little inelegant, but so I don't know if you saw this, but this was my to derail this just for a second. This was my my stream starting soon art today. So Borlip, like I was saying yesterday, I don't always do drawing, I do programming. So I'm actually explaining briefly a desk design I'm working on and the function I'm trying to work on now. So I've got a mesh of triangles and different nodes that all the wires connect in at, or the steel rods connect at. If you give me a minute, I can show a diagram that might give a little more context to this in case you don't know what I'm talking about at all. So if you bear with me, I can get to some better drawings in a minute. So the hub I'm thinking is basically going to be something kind of like this, where if you have any number of rods coming in at any angle, the solid piece that you cut on the plasma table will be like this. I should use a different color ink, maybe that would actually be clear. So the shape of this particular piece would look kind of like this, like almost like a radioactive symbol or something. But this one will be different than this one, which will look way more like this. It'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so, oh, I'm using the wrong ink color again, my bad. This one will look, like if it's even possible to cut it, it'll look like this, you know? So it's all of the cuts in will be different per node. So I'm making a function that can automatically do that. At least that's the goal. So I'll switch back and show the actual desk design in case someone like Borlip doesn't know what I'm talking about. So this is that node I'm working on, and well, let me pull up let me update this for a second and pull up the assembly component. See what I can do here. Okay, so this just popped in here. There's a bit of a mock-up of the desk I'm trying to produce. The 3D rendering isn't perfect, but it works reasonably well. The idea is basically, so this is the wood top, and this is a side view. There's basically a shelf area that I'm gonna have these sort of planar elements with with this triangulated mesh through it. Every line here is a piece of steel rod that I'm gonna weld together. So all I'm focusing on today, because it's a shorter stream, is trying to make the connection points here. That's the focus for me for the day. These triangle legs I'll focus on and make them look cooler in the future. In fact, when I go on my holiday, I hopefully will have enough time to actually weld this all together and produce it. I'm really excited. I think it'll look really cool. Hopefully it will. So this would be, if you take the top off of the desk looking down, you would see something kind of like this. In my opinion, it's a bit of an ambitious design, but I think it could be a lot of fun. Here's a horrible rotation implementation for this. Doesn't work all that well, but there's that. So anyone who's tuned in and still confused with what I'm trying to do, please go ahead and ask questions. I can always try to clarify. The thing about working on my designs for so long is, like, they make sense in my own head, right? I'm rotating them in 3D in my mind, you know. I can change the shapes of things, and trying to verbalize what I'm thinking and sometimes even to draw it quickly can be a challenge, right? The nature of mechanical design is often, it's almost easiest to show it by actually making the thing, you know. That's not strictly true, but point is, it can be hard to communicate it. So if there's questions, anyone has anything people don't understand, I'll do my best to explain it. You can go ahead and ask. I'm not shy. At least not about that. These also adjust the greater dimensions of the piece. So you could make, so in theory, I could use this to produce desks of any given size. I could make like a coffee table, a nice little low thing. You know, the possibilities are not endless, but there's a lot of them. So if I have a peak here, I'm struggling with this angle calculation because I thought I implemented it correctly with Atan 2, but I clearly haven't. So that's a bit of a bummer. So I'm just trying to think about an efficient way to mess around with that, see what I can improve. Okay, so in fact, if I do this and there we go. Mike, you're trying to get the red rectangles to rotate to follow the lines coming out. Yes, that's correct. The idea is for any node, those lines will be in any configuration, right? So I can't hard code it. I need it to calculate it from that. So what I've got is, where is it? So I think the logic I have is correct, but my implementation for using the angle calculation is wrong. Based on, I think with Atan 2, it returns a different result based on like the quadrant that the line is in on the XY plane. And I thought I counted all, or like I set up the cases correctly, but it's possible that I haven't. So let's see if I could remember where things are here. So this, no, sure hope must be here. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity in this, I'm going to hide that. I'm going to find the hub component again. Wonder if I put it in the scratch by accident. Shame on me for organizing this poorly. Oops. Seriously, where did I put it? I've confused myself a little bit. Part views, assembly component. Oh, here. This is the wrong spot for it, but I'll at least earmark it. Part views. Here, let's do this. Work in progress, hub, part. Hub design. There we go. That's at least a little clearer as to where the code I want is. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, the red rectangles represent the rod that will be coming through there. They can be rectangles in this case because what I'm trying to do is just create a 2D sketch of this thing, and I'll just extrude it later. So I can slice the rectangle that has the width of the rectangle is the diameter of the rod, and I can slice it, and then it'll, in theory anyway, it'll nicely nest in there. So I don't need to do anything more than rectangles in the 2D case here. But as for rotating them, I have this function that's a work in progress called rectangle along here. The idea is the width of the rectangle and the line are given. So the width is needed so that it knows how to center it on there. And the line itself is just two endpoints. So you calculate the you destructure the line into its points A and B. Then you find the midpoint between those points. You can run the midpoint function on the line directly. Then you get the height, which is just the distance between A and B, so that's easy. Then you get angle, and this is where things go wrong. So I have two things here. I've got angle from points and angle from points 2. Angle from points will never report an angle greater than 180. It'll always show the smaller angle, and so that can be incorrect in different cases, as you see here. The reason for these, if I am thinking about it properly, is related to the fact that I'm calculating the angle from the vertical axis here counterclockwise using the right-hand rule rotation. So y positive in the 2D case here is currently pointing down, which is SVG's default. So the angle of these first two are both less than 180 degrees. We've got an acute angle from the vertical going to the right here to that one. It's nice and easy. Same with this one here. But at this point, you pivot beyond the 180 degree mark. And so the angle it's calculating is basically off by 180 degrees. Same with this one here. The angle from points 2, I thought, covered all of that and would be correct because it uses a tan 2, which, if I remember correctly, uses, you give it a y and an x value, and it gives you back radians. Oop. Oh, I have to load the namespace declaration here. My bad. Problem is, I don't know if I'm thinking about this properly. Like with this one, I am at least. The where'd it go? What did I just do? There we go. This is actually, it should be up here, really. Okay. Right, so this works in the case less than 180. And if I add, oh, this doesn't need to be like that. So if I do the angle plus 180, I think it, yeah. So in the case of using angle from points here, right? If I add 180, that proves that these angles are correct, except for the fact that they're off, like they're not calculated for the proper, they don't report the large angle, they only report the small angle. And that is wrong for these use cases. So I thought points 2 fixed it, but it obviously doesn't. So that next thing to do is open up that bit of code and see if there's anything obviously incorrect and just go from there. So that's where I'll start. So what I need to do is go have a look at I believe I put it in the oh, here we go. Polygon Intersection. It was part of this one. Here. So I handled this with a cond, and that's why I don't want to have to think about this. Right? I mean, that's just me being lazy, unfortunately, but that's the truth of it for now. So if I just do it's also possible that I actually built this function incorrectly. Like that's a distinct possibility. Actually, wait a second. Here's a little bit of a safer way to do this, or a little bit quicker for the time being. So if I do this, I just copied it from here, which, by the way, I should bring back to normal, into the active project so I could just mess around very quick with it, see, kind of break down the logic, see what's up, see if I'm anywhere correct at all, and just kind of go from there. So instead of this, now I can actually do this. So it's returning just theta A. Oh. Well, I would also need to do this now. Ah, yes, I always do mess up little things here and there. If I'm copying and pasting, it's good for quick messing with the function sometimes, but you can end up forgetting to tell yourself what namespace things are in. So here, if I return theta A, it looks like they're exactly wrong. Theta B is nothing. Okay, theta A. This looks like one of those perpetual motion machines. Yes, I'm my real business model is what you would call a scam. Trying to trick people into into giving me grant money for perpetual motion machines. Man, I remember when I was younger, maybe this is one of those fake memories, I don't know, but I feel as if there was like History Channel or Discovery Channel shows where they like presented a person who dedicated time and energy and money to creating what they thought was a perpetual motion machine, and it was like a serious show and everything, and I always thought that was weird because from like a young age I understood that perpetual motion machines were not possible, and it's obviously not possible. It doesn't take a genius to know that, at least you'd think not. Anyway, maybe it's a totally fake memory, I don't know. but I associate perpetual motion with deluded engineers or scam artists of some kind. Hey, Emerson, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Having a good time. Playing your games, studying your your studies, all that stuff, whatever it is. I hope things are going well. Okay. I just don't want to think today. That's really the whole problem. You're doing fine? What about me? I'm doing pretty well, Emerson. Just kind of troubleshooting a rotation calculation here, as you might be able to see. And not thinking very hard about it, so I end up with weird things that don't make any sense. Adding 360 to an angle is literally not helpful. That's silly to even think that that would work. Ridiculous. Okay, so instead of trying to be lazy, I'll try to break down. Maybe I just misunderstand what a tan 2 actually does, and see what I can do there. It's lockdown in Germany. There's nothing to study. Huh. Well, in that case, I hope you're able to fill your time nicely despite lockdown happening. Is it like a super strict lockdown, or sort of like, are you allowed to go out and get groceries and stuff like that? And I don't know, like the word lockdown is it means a lot of different things in a lot of different countries. So in any case, I hope you're safe. Hope you're well. You know, this is the world we live in right now. So we got to do our part. We've got to try to stay healthy and stuff. So hope that's going okay on your end. Oop. You can go out from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Oh, okay, there's curfew. As far as I know, in Canada we haven't had curfew like that, but we have businesses have to close at certain times, certain businesses aren't open, that sort of stuff. Sounds like the curfew they just put in over here too. No going out between midnight and 6. Oh wow, curfews again. Even in certain spots of America. Is that like what's the word, federal, or is it a state specific or even city specific thing? I've not been up on news like that. I mean, it's only technically relevant for me to care about my local news in that regard, which is what I happen to know about. Oops. But if you have a reason for being out, it's okay. Only an important reason. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of important, but like, well, kind of, it is important, but there's a little bit of flexibility and understanding if there's important other things to happen. That makes sense. Mike, it's our governor specifically. Some other states aren't doing much of anything. Yeah, that is what I thought. I don't really, it's not really my place to share strong opinions, but I think it's a bit of a shame that there's inconsistent approach, you know? I think that's probably fair to say. It can lead to problems in both directions almost. Just seems like it's all a little bit messy, right? Which is too bad, you know, because I want people to be healthy as much as possible. Emerson, yeah. Well, Emerson, it sounds like a manageable way to be, so that's nice at least. But yeah, like I said before, hope you're well, hope you're safe. You know, that's important, right? We want to help each other. We want to be safe. At least I feel like it's pretty safe to speak in a broad generalization about that most people want to help most people. So I won't speak for you, but I would strongly suspect that you generally want to treat people well and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So All right, angle from points. What secrets do you have for me? So let's first have a look here. So I pass it 3 points, giving it kind of a sort of triangle, and P2 is where you end up calculating the angle. That's the idea. And it goes from P3, P2, so the second leg that you give it, counterclockwise toward P2, P1. So what I want is in this here, these lines for rectangle along A, I know is starting at 0, 0. So what this reads here is B is the outer point of the line, A is 0, 0, and then 0, 1 is the vertical axis. So in theory, you're able to get the angle like this around there. So it clearly is only correct in the first quadrant, which is bad news for me. All right, let me think about this then. I suppose it would be good to check that my quadrant thing is working appropriately, my quadrant function. If that's not working, then I have to fix that. So I could start with that. Pardon me. So if I take this set of points as that, A is that set of points, nice and easy. If I map F quadrant over A, interesting. This is not true. They are not all in quadrant 3. I don't remember how I did the quadrant thing, so let me see if I can... Oh, such beautiful line work. All right, let's have a peek at... let's do this. Okay, so if I do... X positive, Y positive. Ooh, boy, what a mess. I think I went like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. So in this quadrant 1, it's 2 positive numbers. In quadrant 2, it's negative, positive. 3 is negative, negative. And quadrant 4 is positive, negative. Okay, so using that simple, horribly drawn diagram, man, I'm sorry that I write so messily. That's a little bit of a shame. Anyway, I could use that as a rough guide anyway. Let's see what's going on here. So let's just run F quadrant given a positive and a positive like this. 1. Oh, maybe it does work and I just have to do it this way. Apply. Oh, okay, there we go. So that, now let me just check if it's reporting the numbers as I am imagining them to be. So it does look like it is working actually. So negative positive is quadrant 2. Yep. Positive positive quadrant 1. Yep. Negative negative is 3. Yep. And positive negative is 4. Yeah. Boom. Got it. Right, so I'm just looking at these one at a time and matching it up to my diagram here. So I may not always be the most effective programmer, but one thing I've learned in all my engineering and design work in the past is that drawing diagrams like this can save you so much mental strain trying to, like, you could picture this in your head, right? Like, you can figure it all out, but just going and writing things down on a piece of paper on a scratch pad of some kind can seriously help your, like, it almost makes your brain more powerful because you can basically forget all the logic. You come up with the logic to draw a diagram, empty your brain, and work on the next little bit referring to the diagram you made, right? It's a great way to problem solve. Just draw things. Draw lots of things, write lots of things, break it down. So I take pride in, well, not how messy I draw, but the fact that I go and draw diagrams. I like that. I think it's important. It's at least a good part of my process. So good news, bad news. The quadrant function is working the way I intended it to. Bad news is now I can't use that as a starting point. So, okay. So let me think about a quadrant 1 situation. Actually, hold that thought for just a moment. Let's pare this down even further. We'll just make a single case that works. How about that? I believe that would be 2, 3, right? Am I thinking about it correctly? Okay. So we've got quadrant 1, 1 seems to be working. Or quadrant 1, not quadrant 1, 1. That's a little ridiculous to say. So let's do a quadrant 2 test here. And just to, wait a second. Okay, so, oh no, this is correct. So I just have to remember that positive y is down in the default SVG. So that's why it'll be like this. 1, 1 is here. I keep saying 1, 1. Quadrant 1 will be here. 2 will be here. 3 will be up here. And 4 will be here. I could put axes on, but not right now. Got to get ready for a release coming in a few minutes for work. See you tomorrow, though. Best of luck with sorting out the angle stuff. Hey, Mike, good luck with your release. Hopefully that all goes well. Hope you and your team are appropriately proud of the work you've been doing. And thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good release. All right, let me see what's up here. Whoop. Boy, oh boy, okay. Okay, I am gonna go to the washroom for a minute. I will be back soon. Won't be too long, I promise. Okay. All right, let's see what I can do. All right, the next thing, clearly just to focus on what's going on in the situation where I'm in quadrant 2. Okay? So, actually, what I do need to do is I think, let me see, maybe I could print some labels here. That could be helpful. Right, so no, wait a second. What am I trying to do here? Maybe the problem is related to maybe this is, maybe I'm running into issues where I can't get a proper read on, maybe it's related to the fact that, so if I run f/quadrant on 0, 1, like this, it says it's quadrant 2, which is wrong, right? That doesn't make any actual sense. Okay, so let's see, perhaps, perhaps this solves, well, no, it in fact does not. Okay, well, maybe there's a little bit of hope to be had here. Not so sure. Okay, so this kind of looks like I'm off by 90 degrees kind of thing. Well, which is not true. Right. There we go. Okay. I think that should be good to go. So, what I actually need to do now is figure out so there's an issue yet with this setup for where quadrants are being determined incorrectly when you have things exactly along the axes. So I don't actually know what to do in that case. What I could do is something to the effect of have another conditional where if any line is Well, let me think about this just for a second. So in the case of, yeah, so there's a, as is often the case with math. Oop, what did I just do? Oh. As is often the case with math, there are special situations at 0. So if I take 0, 1, right, that indicates the y-axis. So the point 0, or the vector goes like this, right? 0, 1 is on the axis here. And this is positive, but kind of not, right? Because it's exactly right in the middle between any positive number and any negative number, right? Like 0 is kind of special in that regard. So if I consider it positive, then this is also positive. This is equal to Q1. And then I could do this, 0, negative 1, which would point downward. And that would then be equal to this Q4. And I don't know that that'll give me the right result. That's the thing that I don't know. And then I have the similar problem with 1, 0 and negative 1, 0, right? Those, so negative 1, 0 is Q2, and then 1, 0 is also Q1, right? Is this correct? Negative 1, 0 would be this way. Yeah, so there's a problem there, and I don't know how to solve it. So I'm just going to leave a note to myself and just assume that I can use the function a little bit anyway as a starting point and go from there. So I'm getting distracted by messages. My bad. I should probably like mute notifications while I stream. That might make sense. All right. All right. Oops. All my windows are shuffling around. Okay, so that's a problem that I've temporarily mitigated here, although I don't think that's a particularly good argument. Okay, so I do need to switch over to O. Is that so? Where? Oh, it's here. If I do that, what happened? What did I just do? Peculiar. I don't know why that's different. Maybe I have to, maybe there's a code cache issue. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this I can now delete from here because I don't need it. But I do need to make a note in my other code that I need to consider the cases at zeros. So let me put that in here. The angle from points to implementation has an issue with ambiguity of quadrant. Take 1, 0 and 0, 1 and negative 1, 0. And 0, negative 1. The 0 isn't positive or negative. Actually, so pos 1 is true, pos 0, I'm gonna guess they say false. Yeah, and negative they also say false. Yeah, so 0 is neither true nor false, so I have to handle that. So causes incorrect quadrant classification, which breaks the conditional branching. So that's not good. But anyway, now I know a little bit of the source of issue with this, and I can kind of move forward a little bit. So to do so, I'm going to zoom this diagram in because this is a little hard to read here. So hub sketch is what I'm working on. That's all. So the hub component here has, this is where I can bump that scale up. So I have a problem with my initial design. Oh no, never mind. I'm not finished with transforming the triangles. So right now, all of them are butted right up to the 0, 0 point, which doesn't work. They overlap completely, and you can't have that. It just, there's no room. It's physically impossible without mitering them, and I don't want to have to do that. So instead, I shall shift them up a 1/4 inch or so, which should mean, well, what does that mean? How do I trying to think of the easiest way to do it. Oh, I could. No. Just trying to. I'm trying to be clever about how I calculate. It's not working though. Okay. Well, what I can do, I could try to figure it out. So I don't actually want to translate the rectangles now that I think about it. I actually want them to be cut short a little bit by the 1/4 inch on the one side. So I mean, I could do So here, if I actually do height minus half, if I hard code it there just for a minute, will that give the correct offset? It kind of does. This inner circle I thought was correct, but it doesn't appear to be. Okay. Okay, the lines come from the points here. Yeah, nice and simple, but what do I need to accomplish here? That's what I gotta focus on for a minute. So the hub's total, like the radius of the big circle here is what again? So the lines, that's that. This is the inner light gray circle here. This here, okay, so we've got 0.375 is the radius, so the total width of the thing is 0.75, right? If I 2 times, oops. Yeah, 1/4 inch, 3/4 of an inch. Probably should make it just 1 inch if I think about that. Give everything just a bit more space. That's probably better. And I think that's probably gonna be a decent hub design. I want to get rid of the logic of this being built into the rectangle along function though. So this, my original intent was that there'd be basically a 1/4 inch hub like inner piece here, but even that you already see things bumping into each other here, so that's not gonna be good. So if I do a 1/2 inch and kind of, there might be, I might have to build in auto resizing hub situation for any tighter angles than this. You could still run into these pieces hitting each other, and I don't want that. So I'll have to work on it. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. This is not how I want to handle this, so I'll take that out and just put the height back in as normal. It's being translated and rotated according to what it needs to be. And now, since I'm actually designing the hub itself, I first actually, oh sorry, let me keep that in as a quick reference, and I have to change the radius of this. Okay, so that is the line that I want to keep basically. So the next thing I'm going to try and do is highlight intersection points between the circles and the rectangles. Given I don't adjust them for their height, I want to just have dots show up on these points here. I think I can make that happen using Polygon Intersections. It takes 2 polygons, which is just 2 lists of points, and it should return, pardon me, it should return a list of points where intersections have occurred. So now I need to change up one little thing here. This, I don't want it to be a rectangle anymore. I want it to be just a polygon, or just a set of points. Rectangle, points along. So instead of this, what I'll actually want is these sets of functions. Although it might be nice to, I don't know. Let me try to think about this for a second. If I do f slash here's what I'll do. I will do, I'll make a list of points from the width and the height. So it'll be 4 points. Then I turn that into f slash polygon takes a list of points, right? Or paths. Okay, that's fine. Points and paths. In this case, it won't really matter. So here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 points is what I'm looking at here. F polygon f slash translate. Also, it's thread first, not thread last. F slash rotate angle. Which I have to rewrite a little bit like this. Then at the end of this, I just need to pull out the vertices to get the list of points that this is. And I can discard, I don't care about anything else in this case. I think this will work if I'm thinking about it correctly. So I need to do, let's do the first point is negative w divided by 2. Oh, actually I can do it this way. A little more concise. W divided by negative 2. Make sure it's a float right away. And height negative 2. Yeah, that makes a nice point. And then everything is just different variations of the same. And why don't I do it one line at a time here for a little bit of a readability boost. Not much, but gotta take what I can get. Okay, so negative width, negative height. Let's do positive width, negative height, positive width, positive height, negative width, positive height. So using those sets of things, I should get a list of points out of there, which means I should, to render it properly, I will have to change. Where am I looking here? This rectangle along can go into a group, but first it'll have to be mapped into svg/polygon, right? That should work. That should do the trick, I hope. See what I've done wrong here. Oh yeah, rectangle points along. Incorrect. It didn't work. That's okay. I can work with it. I can get something working. Let's run rectangle points along. We'll give the width to be 0.2 and the line can be, let's do 0, 0 to 10, 25. Ooh, nah, not a number. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I believe it's related to this. And M is midpoint line, where I do need to conj. Let's try that. Still nothing. Still not a number. I can work with that. Maybe this is part of the issue. Maybe this is nested too deeply. Oh. Okay, so there are vertices in here. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. The classic problem I face where I just do things wrong a lot of the time. You know what? That's part of the learning process. That's all part of the game. Part of the process, you know? Ooh, not correct. Well, let's mess around a little bit more. Let's not do any translating or rotating. Let's just pull the vertices out of that and try that again. Type error. Key arity is not a function. Huh, yeah, okay. That's fine by me. I guess I'm doing something wrong on this one too. Losing my focus and train of thought a little bit here. Oh, I also don't want to do keys to this anymore. Looks like we get vertices now. Okay, so let's get back to this. Let's try this again. Okay, so I get a list of vertices now. Yeah. Wait, I get a list of vertices. Right? Well, now if I translate it, does this work? Ooh, okay, that's where things get really messed up. Why would that happen? Let's do this instead. Come on, that's not what I need. Okay. Something is super incorrect with that. What's the deal? Let's see. I don't know what's happening. Let's return M and see if that is shaped correctly. Okay, it's 3D, which is kind of what I would hope to have. But f/translate shape and a position. Yeah. So I would have thought that that would work. Okay, there we go. We're looking okay with that. Now let's see if the rotate works the way I want it to. Okay, it looks like we've got something correct. Let's have a look here. Not even close. I love it. Hilarious. Okay, here the vertices I need to now map V drop last. Is that gonna fix that? Wow, it just is wrong. That's crazy. Well, if I don't rotate it, is it like, at what point is it correct? Is it ever correct? It would appear that the answer is no. Oh man, things are looking cool. Super wrong, but super cool. Quick break. I'll have to get back to fixing this, obviously, but I'll be right back. Well, I've got just a little bit of time to mess around with these messy lines and see what on earth happened to those sets of points. It it baffles me. um, hmm. It utterly baffles me why they look like that. Nothing different there. Oh, that's also the wrong, it shouldn't matter. This one is what I yeah. Oh. Hmm. Oh, same issue. Well, I don't know what I've done. Is it entirely possible that I've messed up something here? I've become thoroughly confused. What's going on? All right, let's just do something a little different here. So width divided by 2, height divided by 2, width 2, height -2. Yeah, this should work, right? Let's do, yeah, let's do that again. Okay, so I messed up. I messed something up, right? The This should work in 2D, right? Maybe. There we go. Okay. That's looking good. Ooh, there you go. That's an issue. Now, why is that? Why does that go so wonky? Drop last. Makes no difference here. So let's get rid of that. So there's something wrong with my rotate calculation, or shape and angles. Huh. Shoot. I was so close to having this be what I thought would be correct. But it's still not. That doesn't solve it either. Man, so close. All right. Let's actually check. So translate should work. If I do this, if I leave it at that, are the points two-dimensional? Maybe the rotate needs them to be three-dimensional. Man, I really gotta fix my assumptions about things. Okay, so they're 2D here. If I now apply the rotation, oops, not what I meant to do. Oop. Okay. They force them to be 3D, but I wonder if they're calculated incorrectly now. That's the thing. That's the thing I don't know. So here, what I could do is let's think about this just a little bit more. I don't know why it's not working though. It's really clear that I need to spend a lot of time this holiday break refining my libraries, which is a good thing to do. I do need to hunker down and get a lot of that done. Transform, rotate. if I do ASDF and it expects X and then A, B, C like this, what is the result if I do C and I do ASDF, let's give it some point 0, 0, 0, then A, B, C are the angles, let's assume 0, wait a second, that's not what I need. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong function. Here, X, Y, Z. So Z might be nil, is that part of the issue? If I, sorry. If I define okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this. Okay. Nil. Okay. Not what I need. That's a quick fix for the 2D, 3D issue. I don't know that that'll actually fix my problem though. That's the thing, I'm not sure. Seems like no, really. Yeah, that's not surprising. Okay, but if I run this now, I do want to see if the points end up as 3D points, which they should, based on the change I made there. They are. Okay, so they must be calculating something wrong. It's the only logical thing I can think of, really, if I'm being honest. Things are looking wacky. See, the problem is, like, it's obviously doing something wrong even here, right? Rotate 0, 0, 0 shouldn't change the points. It should be the same. Maybe. There we go. Rotation dependence. Or, sorry, order dependence. Gotta fix that. Okay, well, I can work with that a little bit now. So now I do in fact get 3D points out of it. So let's try to change this back just to what it was before though. Okay, so I shouldn't need to drop Z values because it should, since everything's two-dimensional, it should stay two-dimensional, which is kind of what I want in this instance. I don't know if generally that's the right behavior, but it's what I've been going for That's what I've been trying to go for. It's a thing to fix the holiday season. But finally, I think I should be able to find the intersection points, which is what I've been gearing up to do. Okay, so the points are two-dimensional, which is perfect for my needs here. Okay. Let's see what I can find. So, actually, what I should be able to do now is rectangles will be map this, basically. These are the rectangles. Oop. Okay, good. So those are the rectangles, and let's just start with eye points. Let's take the first rectangle and do a polygon intersection with just that. And the biggest outer circle, sure. O-circ will be this one. Yep. Then the intersection points happen from O-circ, outer circle, and first, and the first of the rectangles. So using those points, I should now be able to build a little for loop here. Oh boy. For, actually we'll just do it, what's the right way to do it? We'll do into group tag for point and eye points. Give me svg/circle. Actually, thread last. Okay. svg/circle of 0.2 radius and svg/translate to the point, and just color it with style fill green, I guess. Do lime green, lime, not line. Okay. Okay, what's wrong? Oh, trying to be all clever with one-liners here, or there, I'll just make it 3 lines. Style element is the name of the function. Probably should shorten the name of that. Okay, so no points are discovered. Bit of a shame, that. Bit of a shame. Or maybe the circles are too small. Well, that's not it. Although, let me put them here instead for a minute. Hey, Emerson, you're back. How's it going? Getting some food? Nice. What you eating? Something tasty, I hope. All right, let's see here. Don't know, just looking. Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes I'll be right back. You do what you got to do. No rush. All right, why are there no points? That's the thing I want to know. That's what I would like to know. Let's pop this zoom number way back up again. Here, 120, save that. Zoop. What? Something went wrong. This probably broke. Let's have a look here. Nope, not the debugger, just the console. See what errors there are. Whoops. Ooh. What did I do wrong? Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Oh, well, this doesn't make any sense. I have to map. Here we go. This is silly. Okay, so I have to actually map this function over something. Can't do it over nothing. There we go. There we go. That might be my problem. Let's try to get that back and running. Yeah, what's the deal now? Can we get something working on the screen, please? Boy, I'm running out of steam today. Okay, so we've got something rendering. Here I've got a problem now, I guess, or not. Okay, things look okay there. Now, presumably this is not working. Okay, well, I've got a starting point. Let's see. Something's going wrong here, probably. Console. Okay, the collections must be the same size as in the hub sketch. It shows up when I try to run an intersection, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try this. Ah, there. That's the issue. No, that's not working. Okay. I'm so close, but I'm not there. That is some bad news for me, unfortunately. Well, let's save this, try to run it. Okay, so there's no errors anymore. Ah, now I just have to render it. Fingers crossed. Ooh, we got big circles now. Shrink that radius down. Ooh, wow, it's okay, that is a good sign. Those are in fact the correct, oh, that's too small now. Intersection points. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Finally managed to get something sensible on the screen here. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so instead of this, I actually want to do map cat, just to make sure they're rendering appropriately. This function over all of the rectangles, that should be all of the points. Yes. Cool. I love it. So the next thing would be to do what? I'm back. Oh, hey, how's it going? Got some food? I can't stay for much longer myself, Harrison. I'm going to be ending in just a few minutes, but thanks for tuning in anyway. Yeah, you got food? Nice. That's good. Some chocolate. Good choice. Can't go wrong with some chocolate. Very nice. Okay, so I managed to get, so these green points here are the intersection points between the circle and the red lines here, which is useful because I need it to slice the object into the actual shape that I want. So that's maybe seems like a simple little thing, but it's a nice big deal for me, so happy with that. I'm also gonna do I'm gonna try this Polygon Intersection. Inner circle has to be different now. Come on. There we go. So this inner circle has a radius of what? This one, 1/4 inch radius. Yeah, that should be okay. But now I have to check the intersection not with the rectangles but with the lines, and that should, if I'm correct, if I render that concat I points 1 and I points 2 into the same list, I should get points like around here. Ooh. Okay, so there's an error. Let me fix up this error, and then after that I'm going to call it for the day, actually. This will be the last thing I do. Typo. There we go. Okay, so this basically with these this set of points, now I can use these coordinates to draw a little rectangle to cut out like this. And that'll basically be the shape I need. So for each point coming in, if I slice out a chunk like that from the polygon here, from the circle, then I'll have the shape I need. So I'm very nearly done this function, but I'm gonna save the rest of that for tomorrow because I should get going. Gotta do a little workout, gotta head to the gym, you know, stay nice and healthy, all that stuff. So I am gonna call it for the day. I hope that's cool with anyone who's tuned in. Emerson, I know you said you'd be back, and I appreciate you coming back, but I am I'm about to I'm about to leave. So yeah, that's really all I've got to say for the day. Anyone tuned in now, or you know, watching a VOD or anything like that, I do always appreciate it. Thank you very much. Things that people can do if they want to help out are related to I'm here, yeah. If people want to see the channel spread out a little bit, you go ahead and share it with someone who you might think would be interested in design and programming, that sort of stuff. Sharing around is always helpful. You know, like, comment, subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel. Follow the Twitch channel and talk in the chat. Those are the things that are helpful. And you know, anyone who's already listening probably has participated in a few of those things, so thanks. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me for the day. I'll be back tomorrow, and then I'll be on holidays, so I'll do it. Thanks, Emerson. That's really nice. No pressure, obviously, but you know, go for it. It's nice. Anyway, have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll see everyone around. Goodbye.